The great thing about learning to write scripts in VBA is the ability to work across applications in the Microsoft suite. You can, with a little extra time and effort, learn how to automate complex processes across applications like PowerPoint presentations or even sending emails from your Excel script. We'll briefly dig into connecting and manipulating PowerPoint. Before we start discussing PowerPoint syntax, we need to update our Visual Basic library to be able to understand and work with PowerPoint. The most important part of this process is updating your library to understand the PowerPoint commands. Not updating the library also happens to be one of the most common errors when running a script with PowerPoint commands in it. So make sure to mentally bookmark this when you need to troubleshoot errors running your macro. Including the PowerPoint library is incredibly easy to do. You want to go to your Visual Basic editor and select the Tools dropdown from the toolbar. From the list of options, you'll select References, which will open a user form. From here, you'll want to check the Microsoft PowerPoint library. On my computer, it's listed as Microsoft PowerPoint 16.0 Object Library, but your version may be named slightly differently based on the operating system and the Microsoft suite you're running. After checking the checkbox, we'll hit OK, and the PowerPoint library has been included in our library of available commands. Again, keep these steps in mind as you begin sharing macros with PowerPoint commands. It is typically the easiest to fix and the first thing I check when errors are found in the macro. The second step is to connect to an active PowerPoint or to create a new file if no PowerPoints are currently open. Honestly, this is boilerplate code for me, where I just copy and paste the first dozen lines of code into macros that need to access PowerPoint. I recommend you keep this code handy and do the same. These few lines of code look to see if PowerPoint is currently running, and if so, which presentation has been used most recently. If there are no PowerPoint presentations currently running, it will create a new presentation to edit. The biggest drawback of this methodology is it will update any open presentation indiscriminately, so be mindful of which presentation you most recently used. The other thing new in this snippet of code is the declaration of variables. The first 3 declarations are used to shorten future statements, and the last 5 are defining each variable type. There's plenty of documentation to be found on how these different variables work online, but it's a little too complex to dive into in this introductory video series. Now, on to the good news. We can finally begin creating and manipulating PowerPoint.